Hello, we'll start in about 3 minutes, okay? Okay, hello. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock. Let's start, okay? So, somebody asked whether there's Kahoot today. So, for today's session, there is no Kahoot. Okay, but we are going to go through our Primary 4 Term 4 end of year revision, okay? So, it will be helpful for you before you sit for your examinations at the end of the year. Okay, let's just make sure if everyone can see it. So far, somebody has already answered for question 1. Okay, question 1, 62,000, okay, and 2/10 is the same as, okay, so you can write your answers, okay, your option in the chat box below. Okay, you have to take note of the thousands, okay? Yeah, somebody wrote it in the chat box, okay? This is thousands, so 3 zeros. Okay, so you might want to try again. Okay, good. We got a few answers, okay? We got option 4, okay? That's the correct answer. Okay, question 1, 62,000. So thousands has 3 zeros, so 62,000. And then 2/10, okay? Tens place has 1 0. So 2/10 is just 20. So if I add them together, I get 62,020. Okay, so the answer is option 4. Okay, so for those who got it right, great work. Okay, so if you didn't, you just have to take note of thousands. Okay, thousands has 3 zeros. Okay, now let's try question 2. 13,845. Okay, rounded to the nearest 100. Okay, so take note. Oh, this is P4 math. Okay, P4 end of year revision. Okay, we have different answers. Some say option 1, some say 2. Okay. Okay, so the correct answer is actually option 1. Okay, why is it option 1? Let's go through. Okay, 13,845. Nearest 100. So we look at our hundreds place. Our hundreds place is number 8. Okay, so we can draw a line to show it's number 8. So which number should we look at? We look at the following number, which is 4. Okay, so since it's 4, we round down. Okay, so 13,800. Okay, so the answer will be option 1. Okay, option 2 has 50 in it, and that's not the nearest 100 really, so option 2 is not the right option. Okay, option 3, you don't round up because it is 4. Okay, yes, chicken butter KFC, the 4 is lower than 5, so we round down. If it's 5 and above, then we round up. Okay, so let's see the next question. Okay, 6 wholes and 4/5 is the same as what over 5? Okay, here we are looking for an improper fraction. Okay, improper fraction, okay, if you still remember what improper fractions are. Okay, there is no Kahoot today, okay? But we can still do this worksheet to revise for our P4 exams. Okay, so to do this question, 6 wholes and 4/5. Okay, do you still remember the formula to turn it into an improper fraction? We take the whole number multiplied by the denominator, and then we add the numerator. Okay, oops. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, whole number multiplied by denominator, and then we add the numerator. Okay, the denominator will stay the same in an improper fraction, so it stays as 5. So 6 times 5 is 30, and then with 30 we add 4, we get 34. Okay, so for this question, the answer is option 2. Okay, I see most of you put option 2. Okay, option 2, 34. Good. Okay. First time no Kahoot. It's not the first time that there's no Kahoot, right? You learn BODMAS. If you already learned BODMAS, it means you already learned order of operations. Okay, now let's move on to question 4. Okay, what fraction of the shapes in the box are diamond? Okay, so must take note. Okay, we are looking for diamond. Okay, some of you already answered. Okay, remember to give your answer in simplest form when you're doing your work, okay? Okay, good. Okay, those who answered all put option 3. Very well done. Okay, we want fractions of the box, and I want it to be diamond, right? So the fraction must be diamond out of total. Okay, so diamond out of total, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 diamond pieces. So 6 above. And the total number of shapes is 10. Okay, since we are looking for simplest form, we simplify it. Okay, we can divide it by both 6 and 10 by, very good, ninja. Yes, we divide both by 2. So we get 3 out of 5. Okay, or you can call it 3/5. So the answer is option 3. Okay, so all of you who answered option 3. Very good. Okay, now we move on to question 5. In the number 145.67, the digit blank is in the 10th place. Okay, so which value or which digit is in the 10th place? Okay, those who put 6, remember, okay, to write the option in your worksheet instead of the answer in your worksheet, okay? But yes, 6, okay, the digit 6 is in the 10th place, okay, 10th. Okay, so you must take note, some students might misread it and think it's asking for tenths, and then you give me the answer 4. which is wrong. Okay, so you must take note. Okay, take note of your tenth and tenths. Okay. Now we move on to question 6. Hello. Okay, write 4 wholes and 7 out of 20 as a decimal. Oh, very fast. Okay, White Lilies, Evelyn, Ninja, ZZZ. Okay, good. Okay, answer option 3. Oh yes, chicken butter KFC. Need to make 100, then can put decimal. You are right. Okay, so to turn fractions into decimals, always remember it should be out of 10, out of 100, or out of 1000. Okay, it must be one of those three. So if it's not, then you will have to change it. So since the denominator is already 20, we can't bring it back down to 10, right? So we bring it up to 100. So 7 over 20, I can multiply both sides by 5. Okay, that will give me 100. So that is 35 over 100. Okay, so for this kind of question, right, the whole will stay as a whole number. So 4 whole will just stay as 4 whole. And then now it is 35 out of 100, which is 0.35. So the answer will just be 4 wholes and this 0.35 added together, so 4.35. Okay, option 3. Okay, White Lilies cost 7 times 5 and 20 times 5 is 4 wholes and 35 out of 100. Yes, White Lilies. Okay. Okay, now we move on to question 7. Arrange these numbers from the smallest to the greatest. Sarah, this is not P5, this is P4 end of year revision. Can hear the car and motorbikes in the background. Oh no. Okay, P5 Eden, P4 EV. I shall call your name now because I see you now. Okay? It's like 10, 100 and thousands. Yes. Okay, so we arrange these numbers from smallest to greatest. We always compare the greatest digit first. So here they are all 4 digits, right? So we compare our thousands place first. Okay, let me highlight so that you can see. Thousands is 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. So they are all the same. Okay, so now we move on to the second one, okay, which is the hundreds place. So 700, 0, and 700. So here we already found our smallest. Our smallest is 5,079. Okay, so I already know option that number is the smallest. And then now we move on to our tens place, which is 0 and 9. Okay, so we found our greatest one. Our greatest one will be this one, so this is 3, and then this in the middle will be 2. Okay, so most of you wrote option 3, right? Yeah, so option 3 is the correct answer. Okay, this is the smallest, this is the middle number, and 5,799 is the greatest. So this is option 3. Good. Okay, so now we move on to question 8. Which of the following is a multiple of both 3 and 4? Okay, must remember what are multiples, okay? Chicken butter KFC, you wanna rethink? 6 times 3 and 4 times 4? 6 times 3, what does it give you? Okay, most of you put option 4. Evelyn, ZZZ, K says easy. Yes, okay, it's actually 18. 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, Rachel says it's 24, so option 4 also. Okay, so most of you answered gave me option 4. Okay, Kay says easy and now she has the answer already. Okay, so option 4. Okay, good. Multiple means I want to find the times table basically. Okay, so multiple of 3 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 24. Okay, I stop at 24 because 24 is the largest option. I don't need to go any bigger than that. And now we look at multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay, so most of you got it right. Okay, the number 24 is the one that appears in both the times table for 3 and 4. Okay, so 24 is the correct answer. Option 4. Okay, question 9. Nets is kind of hard even though it's not in the paper, but it's tested in EOY. Oh yes, Nets is tested in end of year for P4. Nets require you to actually learn how to mentally rotate. Okay? You will have to identify the top of the net and the base of the net before you identify the sides. Okay? White lilies, cause it's a triangle format pattern. Shouldn't we just count? You could count, you will get there. Oh good, most of you put option 3. Okay, so the question, okay, how many beads are there in figure 6? Okay, so figure 1 has 1 circle. Figure 2 has 3 circles. Figure 3 has 6 circles. Figure 4 has 10 circles. Okay, so some of you said you counted. Okay, so actually there are 2 ways you can do it. If you really forget the formula, you could count. Okay, so I can go through the counting way for you first. And then afterwards, I will also go through the formula so that you know how to actually do it. Okay, using the pattern formula. Okay, so if I were to count, okay, you see that for figure 1 is just 1. Figure 2 is figure 1's number plus 2. Figure 3 is figure 2's number plus 3. And figure 4 is figure 3's number plus 4. So you realize they are just growing. Yes, correct. They are just growing and all you need to do is to add the figure number. So we know figure 5, I add the figure number. So 10 plus 5, which is 15. Then I can get figure 6. Figure 6 will just be figure 5 plus the number 6. Okay, and that will give me 21. Okay, that is one way. Okay, another way is there's actually a formula. Okay, when things are placed in a pattern, a triangle pattern. Okay, yes, white lilies. Okay, you are writing the formula here for us. Thank you. Figure number plus figure number plus 1. Okay, and then we divide by 2. Yes. So, since we are looking for figure 6, right? It will be 6. And then the next number will be the number after 6, which is 7. So, with 6 multiplied by 7. And then we divide by 2. Okay, this is 42 divided by 2, which gives us 21. Okay? So you still get 21. So you see, if you count, you get 21. If you use the formula, you can also get 21. So answer is option 3. Okay, 21 circles in figure 6. Okay, now we are moving on to section B. Okay, our short answer questions. Okay, question 10. Write the missing number in the number pattern below. Okay, so take a look at the pattern. A lot of you say it's also easy. Okay, every question you say is easy. So you must be very good at your primary 4 topics already, is it? Okay, this is P4 math. Okay, those who already answered the same value, 11,200. Okay, great. So how do we get 11,200? Can you tell me what is the pattern since you know the answer? What is the pattern? 700. Good. Okay, minus 7. Okay, Evelyn was clearer with the minus. Okay, so the pattern is minus 700. Good. So when we do patterns, make sure to check. Okay, so just to check this one, this is also minus 700. Good. So we continue. This is minus 700. So 11,900 subtract 700 gives us 11,200, which is all of your answers. Okay, very well done. Okay, so the answer 11,200. Okay, so let's move on to question 11. Two factors of 6 are 1 and 6. Okay, they have given you a pair of factors 1 and 6. Okay, can you tell me what are the other two factors of 6? Okay, so those of you who answered 2 and 3. Okay, good. 2 and 3. We have our factors of 6. Okay, to find factors, what should we do? We have to list out, okay, all the numbers that can multiply up to that number they are looking for. So since we are looking for 6, right, we need to find the factors of 6, which is what are the numbers that multiply up to 6. So they already gave you one pair. 1 times 6 gives you 6. Okay, the other pair that gives you 6 will be 2 times 3. Okay, so this is the answer, 2 and 3. Okay, yes, P5 Eden, P4 EV, yes. Okay, 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. Oh, White Lilies, you are in P5 already. Okay. Oh, that's why you know how to do the questions. Okay, yes, K, so it is 2 and 3. Okay, then question 12. Okay, what is the remainder when 1,064 is divided by 9? You guys are very quick. Okay, ZZZ 2. White Lilies also say 2. Evelyn, Rachel also say 2. Okay, it's P4. I see. Okay. Eden, Evie also say 2. Ninja, Linja 2. Oh, you thought it was 3. You might want to try writing out the long division again to find out what's the answer. You can hear the motorcycle. Okay, my windows are closed already. I'm sorry about the motorcycle. Okay, so here 1064 divided by 9, okay? So let's write it out. Oops, let me use red. Okay, 1064 divided by 9. Okay, so our first, oh, it's okay, thank you. Okay, so our first number 1 cannot be divided, right? So it's just 0. Okay, and then we bring down, we are left with 10. So how many 9s can fit in 10? Okay, there is 1 9 that can fit in 10. So the answer is 1. We subtract 9, we are left with 1. And then we bring down the 6. Okay, now we have 16. Okay, hello Kaiser. Okay, so now we have 16. There's only 1 9 that can fit into 16. So 1 again. Okay, and then we subtract. We get 7. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, and then now our very last number, we bring down the 4. Okay, how many 9s can fit in 74? Oh, there's a similar question for PSLE today for question 11. So they asked you for factors of a specific number. Okay, yes. Okay, K, White Lily, Ninja, and Evelyn, K. Okay, yes, there are 8 9s. Okay, good. Oops. Okay, there are 8 9s. So I write 8. And then afterwards, that gives us 72. I can subtract, and my final answer is 2. So since we are looking for the remainder, right? So we found it. The remainder is 2. Okay, good. All of you did your long division very quickly just now when I gave you time to give me the answer. Okay? Okay, maybe because you get to see the answer a bit, you get to see the question a little bit earlier. Okay, now we look at question 13. Find the value of 1 whole, subtract 3/8 and then subtract 1/4. I don't know, I just copy. You might want to have a piece of paper beside you and try and write out the long division. You guys are really quick. Ninja 3/8. ZZZ 3/8. Evelyn 3/8. Monyet 17 3/8. Rachel also 3/8. Eden Evie also. Yes, you did everything. You participated in it. Very, very nice. I appreciate it. Oh, Ethan just finished PSLE today. I hope it went smooth for you. Okay, so most of you put 3/8. Good. Okay, and how do we start the question? How do I know it's 3/8? Our denominator is 8 for this fraction, and 1/4, okay, has the denominator of 4. So our common multiple is 8. So I can multiply by 2, multiply by 2, turn it into 8, okay? So since I'm turning it all into 8, my 1 whole is also now changed into 8. So 8 out of 8, okay, and then I subtract 3/8. 3/8 can stay because it's already out of 8. And then 1/4, we change it since we already put the multiplication up there, right? 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, that's how you guys get your 3 out of 8. Okay, 8 minus 3 minus 2 gives us 3. Okay, and for our denominator, we'll never subtract 8, okay? It will always stay the same. Okay, so this stays as 8. So our final answer is 3 out of 8. Okay, A, yes. Change 1 to 8 out of 8. You're right. Okay, that was what I did. I changed my 1 whole to 8 out of 8 because all the other fractions are out of 8 already. Okay, good. Okay, now we look at question 14. Okay, there. You're really fast. Okay. Oh, I see a few new names. That one Turtle, 19/7, good. Are you from Nanning, 19/7? It's good. It should be easy for you by now, okay? Because this is our revision paper already. You should have already learned everything, okay? And then now you're just revising before your exam comes. Okay, so most of you put 19/7. Good. Okay, so can you tell me how to get 19/7? This is similar to one of our multiple choice earlier on, right? Okay, changing it into an improper fraction. What should I do with these two numbers? Okay, I saw Evelyn's answer. Thank you. 2 times 7. Good. And then what do I do with the 5? ZZZ, yes. I plus. Thank you. Okay, so 2 times 7 plus 5. Okay, the denominator stays the same, so it is still 7. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ninja. 2 times 7 plus 5. Okay. Thank you, Eden Evie. 14 plus 5. Good. So this is 14 plus 5 over 7. Okay, and 14 plus 5 is 19. Okay, so that's how all of you got your 19/7. Okay, I'm gonna write my 19/7 in the answer. Okay, now you can see the next question. Express 0.6 as a fraction. Okay, so this time we change our decimal into a fraction. In our previous question, we did fraction to decimal. Oh, Okay, I see a few of you writing 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is correct, but there's something you forgot about fractions. Oh yes, Eden Evie asked the right question. No need simplest form? Okay, and Warren says 6 out of 10 not simplest fraction. Okay, so 6 out of 10 is not wrong, but it is not the simplest form. Okay, so those who have not written the simplest form, gotta send again. Okay, questions might not tell you to write it as simplest form, but you should still remember to do it in simplest form. Okay, good. Okay, wow, many exclamation marks. 3 out of 5, good. Okay, so 0.6 has one decimal place. Okay, since there's only one decimal place, I know it is out of 10. Okay, so I know 0.6 is the same as 6 out of 10, which is what some of you did, right? Okay, so we divide both sides by 2. Okay, say, but will minus marks at my school? Yes. So some schools are a little bit strict about simplest form, and they might subtract marks because you got it wrong. Okay, they take it as no simplest form means not correct. So that's why we encourage you to make it a good habit to just simplify if you can simplify it. Okay, so 6 divided by 2 gives you 3. 10 divided by 2 gives you 5. Okay, oh, my equal sign is not aligned. Okay, so our final answer, simplest form, is 3 out of 5. Rice is here. If you are asking for Sec 4 E-Math classes, yes, we do offer Sec 4 E-Math classes. Jessie, but why? Oh, you mean but why they want to subtract marks? Whether is it a must to simplify really depends on the school, but we encourage you to simplify. Yes, like what Eden Evie said, you might be penalized. Oh, why is the division 2? Okay, because both 6 and 10 are divisible by 2. So that's why we do 2. Okay, if we had a different fraction, for example, if I had 3 out of 9, then we don't use 2 anymore. Okay, since I'm on the topic, if we have 3 out of 9, okay, over here, then what number should we use? Oh, it's common factor. Okay, yes, Eden Evie, correct. Okay, so why can't 73, Cinnamon Roll, and Ninja also answered? Okay, good. We use 3 instead. Okay, if we have a fraction like 3 out of 9, we use 3 instead. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, then 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so that's why in this question we use 2. Okay, it's just dependent on which is the common factor that we can use to simplify. Okay, thank you for participating. Now we move on to question 16. Okay, I'm going to cover 17. Okay, we do 16 first. Find the value of 4.23 times 8. How are you guys so fast? Are you using the calculator? You're so fast. Okay. Oh no? Okay, good. If you're not using the calculator, then that's good. Oh, you use paper, very good. Okay, practice your multiplication facts. Oh yeah, because you have the worksheet beforehand, that's why you are so fast. Okay, yes. Oh, this means you did it before you joined, very good. Okay, so most of you wrote 33.84. Okay, great. So that's the correct answer. 33.84. 4.23 times 8. Okay, 4.23 times 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, we bring the 2 tens above. Then 2 times 8 is 16. We add 2, we get 18. Oops. We get 18. Okay, we bring the 1 10 above. Okay, then 4 times 8 is 32. Then we add 1, we get 33. Okay, 33.84. Okay. I use paper also. Can help me with division later. Like long division. If you need help with division, it means you need to you need to also master your multiplication facts. So for example, what is 4 times 8, what is 5 times 8, what is 6 times 8. You need to know the values. If not, if you look at a long division, you don't know what number can be written on the top. Okay? You guys only have online classes, not like real class, like go to the place, not online. Oh, we do offer physical classes, but we also have online classes. We have both do I read your name as Chloe? Yeah, Chloe. Yes, we have both online and physical classes. Okay, so now question 17. 7.11 minus 4.38. That one turtle must read the question, okay? Carefully round off your answer to the nearest one decimal place. So your subtraction is correct, but there's another step to do. Okay, nearest one decimal place. Okay, Rachel also. 2.73 is the correct answer when you subtract, but there's another step because you need to round. Okay, remember what's rounding off? Oh, so many easy. Yes, K, the keyword is round. Okay, so since the keyword is round, you cannot stop at the subtraction. Empty soul says 3. Oh, you're telling me to round off 3? Okay, 7.11 subtract 4.38. Okay, you subtract that. Okay, 1 cannot subtract 8, right? So we borrow. This becomes 10. This becomes 11. Okay, 11 minus 8 is 3. And now 0 cannot subtract 3, so we borrow again. So this becomes 10. Okay, 10 minus 3 is 7. 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, so some of you wrote 2.73 as the final answer, right? Nearest to one decimal place. So 2.73, one decimal place, which is 7. So we look at the number 3. Okay, 3, do we round up or round down? For I'm him. Okay, for I'm him. Okay, so you rounded off the values first before you subtract. Okay, so in this question, right, you are lucky that the answer is correct. So 7.1 minus 4.4 gives you 2.7. Okay, but then it's actually quite dangerous to do that because sometimes if you round off the two numbers first, then you subtract, right, you end up with a wrong answer because you're using two rounded off numbers to subtract. So a good habit is to subtract the original values first, then you round off right at the end. Okay? Oh, lots of down. Yes. Okay, so round down. Okay, Chloe, we do science. Okay, Jessie, Ruth. Yes, we do have tuition classes here in Singapore. Okay? Okay, welcome, I'm him. Okay, so we round down since it's 3, so we get 2.7. Okay, do we need to write the 0? We round down, right? We don't need to write the 0, okay? Because I only want one decimal place. Okay, if I add the 0 like that here, then this becomes 2 decimal places already. So no zeros. So just 2.7. Okay, yes, K, we don't do it. Okay, question 18. In the figure, one of the angles is a right angle. Okay, one of them only. Okay, name the angle. Okay, lots of B. Well, Z, you are spamming the letter B. K says use ruler. Good. Okay, a way to find out whether something is a right angle can use ruler. Okay, use the corner of a ruler and then put it at every angle. Okay, and then you will find which one aligns with the corner of a ruler. If it aligns, it's a right angle. If it doesn't align, then it's not a right angle. You miss P4 math. Oh, so you're not in P4 anymore. Must use ruler. If you don't have the protractor with you, then you use the ruler. Okay, because sometimes some angles could be like 91 degree or just slightly off. If it's slightly off, then it's not a right angle anymore, right? So it's better to check. Okay, yes, Jessie, you can also use a protractor. Oh my gosh, Sec 4 already. Jessie, you don't have to use a protractor, especially when doing a right angle. A ruler will work. Okay? Okay, so most of you put B, right? Okay, so yes, answer option B. Okay, so, not option B, answer angle B. Okay, now can you tell me what kind of angle is angle C? Yes, time passes very quickly, especially when you're studying. Acute, very good. Okay, K and Evelyn and Z says acute. Okay, how about angle D? Miat says Y. Y to which question? Okay, also acute, good. Okay, then last one, how about angle A? What kind of angle is that called? Yes, K, because it is below 90 degrees, so it is acute. Obtuse, very good. With lots of exclamation mark from Evelyn. Obtuse. Okay, great. Okay, now we move on to section C. Yes, K, because it is above 90 degrees, so this is called an obtuse angle. Okay, remember to not forget all of these terms, okay? Your not triangle, your angle terms. Acute, your obtuse, and your right angle, okay? Okay, so 19A. Okay, some of you already did it, right? So you already have the answer. The Pythagoras theorem is something you'll learn a bit later on in secondary school, okay? Oh, good. For those who already did it, you remembered to simplify. Okay, so all of you who answered the question right now says half. So you remembered to simplify, very good. SK, today we do not have Kahoot. Okay, at a concert, 3/10 of the audience are women and 1/5 of the audience are men. Okay, what? And the rest of the audience are children. Okay, what fraction of the audience are children? So a good habit is to list them down. Okay, I have women, which is 3 out of 10. I have men, which is 1 out of 5. Okay, since they are all belonging to the same audience, right, we need to do something. Okay, we need to do something. Oh, Eden EV says 3/10 plus 1/5. We could do that. Okay, but we can also do something to this first, right? So that we can do the addition a bit easier. Okay, this 1/5, I change it to out of 10 also, since the women is out of 10. Yes, Lace, 210. Okay, and then we can add them together. 310 plus 210 give us 510. So now I can find the children. Okay, the whole audience will be 1 whole. Yes, empty soul. Change the 1/5. Okay, use the same denominator as 10. You're right. Okay, so children will be 1 whole, right? So since the denominator is 10, we put our 1 whole as 10 out of 10. We subtract 5 out of 10, we get 5 out of 10. Okay, and then now we simplify. Okay, since there's no space, I'm going to write the equal sign at the side. Okay, but remember to write your equal sign at the bottom instead. Okay, I simplify. It will be the same as everything, what all of you say. Half. Okay, good. So half of the audience are children. Yay! Okay, yes. Now we can do B. There are 180 more children than women. Okay, so we want to know how many women and men are there altogether. I saw some of you already answered. K keeps saying it's easy. Then I hope to see good scores from K, okay? Okay, most of you have answered the question. And then, let's see. Okay, Evelyn. Oh, there's a new name, Bob. Hi, Bob. Okay, 450. Rachel says 450 also. Any more? Okay, there are 180 more children than women. Okay, how do we do this question? For those of you who have already answered the question, where do we put the 182? Where should we put it? I added women and men after. Okay, and then you get 450. Is that what you meant? 2 units, 180. Good. Okay, where do we get the 2 units from? From part A, we saw that children, 5 out of 10. Okay, we also see that women is 3 out of 10. Okay, so how we get the 2 units is we subtract, okay, the children and the women, since 180 more is comparing. So 5 out of 10 minus 3 out of 10 gives us 2 out of 10. This 2 represents the more. Okay, so let me see who said. Okay, Eden EV says 2 unit 180. Evelyn also says 2 unit is 180. Good. So I now can write 2 units represents 180. Okay, great. And then the next one, we can find our 1 unit. Okay, when doing unit questions, right, remember to find 1 unit. Okay, if you are stuck in a question, at least find 1 unit first. Okay, so 1 unit is 180 divided by 2. Okay, yes, Eden EV, 1 unit is 90. Good. Okay, now that we get 1 unit, I want to find out how many women and men. Okay, so how many units am I looking for now? Okay, ZZZ says 5. Okay, Evelyn says 5. Okay, good. Where do we get the 5 from? 5 is correct. Where do we get the 5 from? Okay, ask for what's the max mark for this paper? Okay, depending on the questions, okay, because the questions for the TikTok live are a little bit more straightforward, right? So most of the questions are targeted for maybe 1 mark for section A and then also 1 mark for section B. Okay, so each question is about 1 mark. Okay, then section C will be section C, you can see the marking on the side. Okay, 2 marks for part A, 2 marks for part B, like that. Okay, 3 plus 2. Okay, so I got 3 plus 2 from ZZZ. Ninja also say 3 unit plus 2 unit. Good. Okay, so the 3 unit comes from here. Okay, women 3 unit. Oops, cannot really see. Okay, I'll just circle. Women 3 unit, men 2 unit. That's where the 5 units came from. Okay, so I'll just write it out just to be clear, okay? 3 units plus 2 units gives us 5 units. Okay, so now we know we are looking for 5 units. So 5 units is, 5 empty soul. 5 units will be our 1 unit, which is 90, right? We multiply by 5. Oh, you drew model. Oh yes, you can also draw down models. A lot of fractions questions can be completed with the model. Okay, yes, it's 450. Okay, so that is correct. Okay, most of you, I think those of you who answered all use 450. Okay, I also draw model. Okay, nice. Any one of you also use the model to answer this question? Actually, it's very nice that you are using the model. Okay, since we are doing primary 4 now, okay, when we are moving on to primary 5, you will still use a lot of model drawing. Okay, so it's good that you like using models to answer the question. Oh, Evelyn used model also. Train track fan says here, so here means you also use model. Okay, Ninja also use model. I see. Okay, so answer 450. Anyone need me to draw the model to show you? For those students who did not use the model question. The model method. Okay, Rachel never. Yes, model helps you to understand all the hard questions. I agree. Especially when you go up to primary 5, you will meet with more, okay, more fractions, okay? So sometimes it gets a little bit difficult for you to do the fractions, right? Then you can draw models instead to visualize. Jovina says, I'm P4 and this looks easy. It's good that you think that it's easy. Okay, it means you understood the concepts. Okay, then now we are on to our last question. Question 20. Easy for you too, great. Also, when you were attempting the question, you found it manageable. Okay, Amy, Ben, and Claire share 1,900 together. Ben has 145 more than Claire, and Claire has twice as much money as Amy. Okay, all together 1,900. Oh, let me use green. I prefer green. Okay, 1,900 together. Ben, 145 more than Claire. Okay, Claire is twice as much as Amy. Okay. You got 151. Okay, good. You can check. Okay, what method are you all using for this question, for those who already did it? Oh, new name. I see Terry. 351. Okay, Ninja use model. How about the rest? Oh, nice. You know it's comparison model. Okay, Evelyn also use model. Rachel also use model. Typically, when you have 3 people or like 3 subjects, okay, the best way is to use a model to answer the question. Okay, when you draw the model, it gets really clear for you to see how many units are there. Okay, so here we can break down the question first. Ben has 145 more than Claire. This is quite clear. The next one, Claire has twice as much money as Amy. What does twice mean? Two times more. Very good, Evelyn. Okay, 2 times. Okay, twice is 2 times. Oh, empty soul, yes, 2 units. Okay, so here we can draw our Ben has 145 more than Claire first. Okay, Ben and Claire. Okay, Ben 145 more. So we draw a long model for Ben and then a shorter model for Claire. Okay, we cut it out. The extra portion represents 145. Okay. Oh, so some of you already say Ben is 2 unit plus 145. Okay, so where did the 2 unit come from? Okay, the next step, the next line says Claire has twice as much money as Amy. So a common mistake, some students they see Claire has twice as much. Then you say, oh, twice, right? 2 times. So I draw another one. Okay, is this correct? Can I say that because the question says Claire has twice as much, I now add another model to Claire? Okay. Ninja says no. Terry says no. Good. Oh, very good. Eden Evie, no. Instead, we split into 2. Well done. Okay. Instead, we split Claire into 2. Okay. Claire's money did not change, so we cannot give Claire more units. Okay, yes, okay, Ninja, cause she has to be less than Ben. If I add another unit, then yeah, she will have more than Ben already. So we split into 2. So since we split into 2, what should we do for Ben's unit? Ben also need to split into 2. Okay, now we can draw Amy. Okay, since Claire has twice as much as Amy, Amy only has 1. So now we know our total units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 units, and we also know our total. The total is 1,900 all together. Okay, so what should we do next? Yes, 1/2 of Claire. Okay, yes, okay, so now we know that Ben has 2 units plus $145. Okay, since we have this $145 extra, very good, K. 1,900 minus 145. Good, Evelyn also. So 1,900 minus 145. Oh, this is 5 units. Okay, 5 units. Okay, if I subtract correctly, I will get 1,755. We are looking for Amy. Okay, oh yes, K. Then now we can divide by 5 already. 5 units, 1,755. Good. So now we can find 1 unit for Amy. 1,755 divided by 5. Final answer, oops. Okay, final answer is, yes, 351, which is the answer you gave. Okay, most of you gave me 351. Okay, just now somebody said you got 151. Did you find out why already? I think it's Eden Evie, right? You found out why it's how to get 351 already? Okay, yes, good. Okay, so now last part, okay, part B of the last question. Find the total amount of money Ben and Claire have. Okay, this question is quite straightforward because in the previous question or previous part, we already found our units. Okay, how many units in total does Ben and Claire have? Okay, a lot of you are giving me the final answer already. Okay, thank you, Evelyn. 4 units. Okay, for those of you, 4 units from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 units. So for part B, we need to find 4 units first. Okay, the unit is gotten from our part 1 or part A. Okay, part A, 1 unit, 351. So 4 unit, we times 4. Wow, 面包 4.413 units in total. We don't need to find the units for the $145. Okay, since we already know it is 145. Okay, Desert, why 4? Okay, because Ben and Claire, you can see from part A, there are 4 units. The one that I highlighted in green. So that's why we find 4 units. The question is looking for Ben and Claire. So we find the 4 units first. Okay, good. Kaiser, Evelyn, ZZZ. Okay, 1,404. Okay, good. Okay, and then K already told us the next step. Okay, the next step is now we have to add the $145, which is from here. I will highlight for you to see, okay? This 145 that belongs to Ben. We have to add it, okay? Some of you might forget to add, okay? So if you get 1,404, you know why. Okay, you need to add the $145 that Ben also has. 145. Okay. Okay, then final answer. If I got Eden Evie, if I got A wrong means I got B wrong, right? Yes. If your 1 unit is wrong, then B will be wrong. But then in school, I believe if part A is wrong and part B you have the correct working. Meaning, for example, you take your 151, you multiply by 4, okay, you get a new number, right? And then you add the 145. Your final answer is wrong, but you do get a method mark for following the correct working. But your final answer will still be wrong, yes. Okay, so I believe some schools will have this error carry forward. So like because part A is wrong, but part B you show understanding, you still get just the method mark. Okay, you don't get answer mark. Answer mark still wrong. Okay, so most of you wrote 1,549. Good. Okay. Zemin asks, can use 1,900 minus 1 unit? Oh yes, you can do that. Okay, Zemin, can use 1,900 minus 1 unit. Okay, because Amy is 1 unit, so you can just take away Amy also. That's a nice way of doing it also. Let me write it down. Okay, so method 1, you can find Ben and Claire, add them together. Method 2, Zemin asks a very good question. Can I just subtract Amy? Okay, so 1,900, which is all they have, right? Everybody has 1,900 in total. I just take away Amy. That's actually even shorter. I get 1,549 anyway. Okay? Yes, Eden Evie, if you part B wrong, it's just calculation error, yeah. Yeah, so this method is actually easier. Okay, 1,549. Answer 1,549. Okay, then yay, we are done. Okay, how did you find the M2 is easier? Oh yes, method 2 is easier, yes. Oh, I wrote M2 and I forgot. Okay. I think it's out of your screen. Okay, let me just hover it like that. Okay, so method 1 a little bit longer, method 2 shorter. So actually, yeah. Oh, Regina just came on from AGrader. So you managed to catch me for the last 2 minutes before we end. Yay! Okay, how did you find the whole worksheet? Easy. Good. Okay, easy means you got your basics down. Okay, means you know how to do all the 1 mark, 2 mark questions, which is good. Oh, this is your first AGrader live. So are you from AGrader? Oh, ZZZ also first. Oh. Like P3. Oh, K says the questions are like P3. Okay. There are still some topics. Okay, it's still more for P4 because of the decimals and also because of angles. So the topics are actually tailored for, actually follow P4 topics. Oh, a few of you are saying that this is your first live. Okay. Anyway, we have 1 more minute before we end. Okay, so this is our P4 revision TikTok live, okay? So, for our next math live will be 2 weeks later. Okay? Now, I'll see you again 2 weeks later. We'll have our next P4 math TikTok live. Oh, okay, bye. It was nice having everybody comment. Okay, I appreciate all the comments. White Lily, see you next time too. Okay, Rachel. Rachel, I'll see it will still be on a Friday. Thank you, Kay. Have a good night too. Okay, bye-bye, Kaiser. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, Kay. Have a good night. Bye, Zemin. Thank you, Evelyn, for answering questions. Thank you. Oh, a new name. GN? Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. I'm going to end. Okay, bye.